it is okay to have that desire. And amazing things can happen when you set your intention to going after something that inspires you.
So you want to make an impact. You're thinking about starting a business, sharing your voice. How do women do it that handle motherhood, family, and still chase after those dreams? Well, listen each week as we dive into the stories of women who know. This is Call Me CEO.
Happy summer, everyone. It is the middle of June. It is actually June 20th, and I am here to happily announce that I am taking a little bit of a break in July of the podcast. I have recorded over 200 episodes. I have never taken time off ever from the podcast. I love it so much. So if this is your first time tuning in, this is not a regular episode. This is going to be a what's happening in my life episode, and also what's coming up in July. That is why I'm taking such a big fun break. So my husband and I are celebrating 20 years of marriage. Is that crazy? It's so weird because I'm only 30. But I am going with my husband and we are traveling to Paris, France. And we are going to be there for 3 days. And then we're spending 3 days in Colmar, France, which is actually the city that the movie Beauty and the Beast is based off of, which, first of all, it's going to be beautiful. And second of all, my husband served his LDS mission there over 20 years ago and has never been back. So we're going to be walking the paths that he was in and visiting some of his old stomping grounds. This is a vacation and a trip that we've talked about since we got married, about going back and reliving and eating those amazing baguettes and chocolates that he cannot stop talking about all of these years later. So we're spending 3 days there. And then we are spending 3 days in Switzerland. We're going to be doing e-bikes and hiking the Swiss Alps. And when I say hiking, I say that loosely. We're going to be hiking around the hilltops and visiting the quaint towns. And we will be at the Swiss Alps, which will just be absolutely amazing. And then we're going to go see Taylor Swift. I know. If this is something that legit, I've been an online creator now for 14 years, and I sometimes stop and ask myself, would my life be better spent creating a channel or a podcast just around Taylor Swift lore, which is hilarious, but I find it so fascinating. Her lyricism and her journey and her path I know way too much about. So this is actually my second time seeing the Eras Tour. I saw it in March of 2023, would it have been, when it was her second show in the Eras Tour in Las Vegas, and it was absolutely phenomenal. We did not plan our trip timing around when she would be in Switzerland. It just so happened that our trip made it so that we will be there in town, and it is a lot more affordable than what it is to see her again in the States. So really looking forward to that. Really grateful for a husband who will indulge me and my slight obsession with her and her music. I am just so inspired by her and the woman that she is, and also her music. I really enjoy it. Going to her concert the first time, I was singing and dancing the entire time. Now, with that being said, we are going to be in a standing room only side stage situation. And I'm really curious if we will remain standing. I hope so. I know I will be fine. I'm a little worried about my husband because I'll be running off of adrenaline and excitement and all the things I'd be able to stand forever. But I'm like, is your back going to be okay? He says he'll be fine. So we're just going to go with that. So we're finishing up in Switzerland, having some relaxation there, enjoying the scenery. And then on the very last day of our trip, we are going to be in Disneyland Paris. And if you've been a friend, follower, anyone that has been around for a minute, you know that I absolutely love Disneyland. I've worked as a Disney creator in partnership with Disney for some years, and I've never been to a Disney location outside of the US. So feeling very fortunate and grateful that we can do that. We're only going for a day. It's not even a full like rope drop day. We're just going to be getting there around noon and then closing out the park, and then we'll be heading home. So I'm really excited about this. And with this, that will be there for close to 2 weeks. And I will be very active on Instagram. So if you're not already following me over there, please follow me at camillewalker.co. And I will be sharing some quotes at the Call Me CEO podcast Instagram, but I will be most active at camillewalker.co. And here's the thing. This is what I realized as I was thinking about this trip coming up and what a monumental event it is for my husband and I, is that we have talked about and planned for and saved for this trip for a long time. I also have thought about how it's so cool that with the whole reasoning that I started a business from home, when I started my business as a young mom of two, and I was now in the home and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I didn't necessarily have to work. Yes, things were tight, but my motivation for wanting to start my business was so that I could afford to take my kids on vacation or to even feel like I could sign them up for sports and dance and activities and not feel such a pinch to our family. And I really wanted to expand my mind and expand my purpose outside of my walls of my home. I do know that desire is very relatable. I do know that from talking to literally thousands of mothers through the years that I've been creating online, that is something that a lot of us search for, that whether you're working inside or outside the home, and as a mom, you're always working. So that, let's just put that there, that it is okay to have that desire. And amazing things can happen when you set your intention to going after something that inspires you. So whether that is starting the business or starting a new hobby or finding something that inspires you to want to show up in a different way than you have been before and really challenge yourself, tap into that. And for me, travel is that thing. I grew up in a family where we traveled as a small family and as an extended family. And I grew up in a family of educators. It wasn't like I grew up in this massively affluent home. However, the money that my family did have and my extended family did have, we really prioritized memory making and creating opportunity to connect and bond in different lands, eating different foods and connecting with different people. And that is a core that has stuck with me through and through. So with that being said, that is a big piece of my why. And if you are in a place where you're wanting to figure out maybe that next step, or what is your why, or maybe you're in a new season where you need to try something new or pivot, find out what is that driving source for you. I actually have a free resource on my website called Discover Your Why, which helps go through a 5-day series of asking and answering yourself these questions. And if you're looking for a little more information or deeper questions, or you want more guidance about how to find that balance for you, I am taking one-on-one clients starting in the fall. I took a break from it for about 6 months after the new year started. I was in a very heavy one-on-one coaching situation and I loved it, but I really needed a minute to recenter myself and take time. And now I'm ready to offer one-on-one coaching again. My sister and I are also offering group coaching. And that has been something that we initially were going to start at the beginning of the summer. And then we decided to take the summer off because it just felt like that was the thing to do. So if you're looking into wanting mind balance and also brain performance psychology, and it's going to be part a Zoom calls and part in-person meetings as well, that is going to be starting in the fall as well. We're thinking like mid-August, early September. So that's where I am today. And I'm excited about taking this break. I think it's going to be really good to just be a little more present, not worrying about recording the episodes. That doesn't mean I'm going to be taking a ton of time off. It's just the month of July. So don't go too far. And thank you for listening, for being a part of this community. I love nothing more than when you email me or you reach out to me on social media and we have real conversations, because that's what this is all about. It's about women who are doing real things and showing up and doing hard things, but also taking time for balance taking time to explore, taking time to celebrate. So I hope you will celebrate with me. And if you want to reach out, follow me at camillewalker.co on Instagram, which is also my website that houses my blog, my podcast, my coaching. Anything you want to find there is at camillewalker.co. And then you can email me. If you want to email me, it's callmeCEOpodcast@gmail.com. Admittedly, I am not as good at answering email as I am DM. So would love to connect with you there. Happy July. I hope you're having a great summer, and I will see you in August. Bye.
Hey, CEOs, thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you found this episode inspiring or helpful, please let me know in a comment and a 5-star review. You could have the chance of being a featured review on an upcoming episode. Continue the conversation on Instagram at Call Me CEO Podcast. And remember, you are the boss.